Before we start the video, I want you to subscribe to the best Telegram channel at the first link in the description, where we show our earnings on cryptocurrencies, and not only, our capital that we manage is more than $3 million. Here you will find only the most useful. Thanks for subscribing. Also in the description is a links to verified exchangers, when you register on which, you get a welcome bonus from me. Let's get to the video. I'm just in shock. What we have been waiting for a whole year has happened. Bitcoin finally broke through $20,000 and is not even going to stop, and along with the rest of the market continues to fly upwards. This event is just tearing up the internet. After all, absolutely all crypto media, every minute publish information about Bitcoin growth. In fact, it's just a New Year's miracle, because Bitcoin started its active recovery from the very first days of the year and managed to break through 30% upwards just in 2 weeks. We haven't seen jumps like this since the November 2021 peak, when Bitcoin was going above 60,000. But everyone is wondering if it's okay to exhale and finally relax and just wait for the Bitcoin at 30,000. On YouTube, people's opinions on this matter differ as much as possible. Some keep waiting for the correction, others claim it's a hamster trap, and some are ready for everyone to start shaving now. But, I can tell you, I personally in crypto try to pay less attention to these traps, conspiracies of masons and manipulators. First of all, I am paying attention to the most important things, namely USA economic reports, because they are affecting the price movement of crypto right now. These reports are worth their weight in gold right now, and there will be several of them waiting for us just this week. So, today in this video we are going to pay special attention to them, and also we are going to do a technical analysis of Bitcoin in the end of the video to see if Bitcoin will make it to 25 or 30,000. So watch the video to the end and you'll find out what's going on with crypto. Will there be a Bitcoin correction? Where's the new bottom? At what level did the whales buy Bitcoin? And how to make money on it? Be sure to like the video before you watch, because the most crucial day for crypto will be February 1st. On that day, Powell will decide the fate of the U.S. economy by setting a new interest rate. It is predicted that it should be lowered, and that should push crypto prices even higher than after the CPI. So to give you time to prepare, we are already starting to prepare an in-depth video for you. So, give this video as many likes as you can and it will come out much sooner. Now without further ado, I wish you a pleasant viewing experience. Let's get started. Hello everyone, you're on the Cryptanic channel. Well, the first and foremost question that you most likely want an answer to is why crypto went up. There's an answer to that, and, to start with, back on Tuesday, the 10th, in our Telegram channel we published this post, in which we reported that on Thursday the Consumer Price Index would come out and there were rumors that Bitcoin would be worth $20,000 by the end of the month. Of course, it was hard to imagine such a price at the time, and many people said no. Nevertheless, there were people who were left to believe in such a rise. But the day before the CPI was published, we posted another post in which we briefly broke down the inflation forecasts, because it was predicted that inflation should decrease. Such optimistic forecasts had a positive effect on investors. So we immediately wrote that markets should be green in the near future and proceeded to open longs. Those who were subscribed to our Telegram channel did the same and managed to earn with us. So if you do not want to miss the most important reports and actual event from the world of crypto, follow the link in the description and subscribe to our Telegram channel. Since in the beginning of this video I told that I am more influenced by the state of USA economy, let's see the details of how it is going on with inflation and how it will influence further movement of crypto. Prices in the USA fell in December for the first time since May 2020, which is a good sign that inflation may be easing. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, the annual inflation rate fell to 6.5%, from 7% the previous month, marking the 6th consecutive month of annual decline. The biggest factor in the decline in CPI was the drop in gasoline prices, which fell 9% for the month, offsetting the rise in housing indexes, which rose 0.8% for the month and were 7.5% higher than last year. The slowdown in inflation shows the Fed that raising their rates is finally starting to work, but for Powell, the inflation target still remains at 2%, as it was in early 2021. The economy continues to support a strong labor market. Last week, the Bureau of Labor Statistics reported that the unemployment rate hit a 53-year low, falling to 3.5%. Still, it's not enough to weaken the USA economy even more, and this picture is forcing employers to raise wages. This is good news for workers, but even Powell himself says that as wages rise, prices will only rise. Nevertheless, for the Fed, Thursday's inflation report confirmed that slowing price growth is paying off. For Powell, these numbers are very important because it is the CPI that will help the Fed do the right thing on February 1st. Let me remind you that the Fed already slowed the pace of hikes back in December, and we were given to understand that they may cut rates even further in February, as much as 0.25%. But we need to understand that fresh inflation data will not allow the Fed to lower rates so aggressively. According to the media group, the 0.25% rate hike in February rose to about 96% on Thursday, up from 77% the day before, and that gives another definite incentive for future growth in crypto before interest rates come out, and there will also be profits to be made on it, as there were after the CPI release. And if you don't know how to make money on future market movements, join the subscription. After all, after the CPI, subscribers earned from 25% on the growth of BNB, from 30% on the growth of Ether, and they are already starting to fix profits on AVAX coin, and all because they timely open long deals, thanks to qualitative and professional forecasts of Cryptanic analysts. Now the market is as volatile as possible, which allows you to earn much more than in normal times. Therefore, if you want to get your first profit today, do not miss this opportunity. Follow the link in the description and start earning with a subscription from Cryptanic. In addition to the CPI and the future interest rate, there will be many more financial reports waiting for us next week, which could be a boost to both the upside and the downside. The most important will be released on Wednesday, so be sure to keep an eye out. After all, it will be the core retail sales index, which also reflects the rate of inflation, by the number of goods sold. After all, if it points to an increase in sales, that will negatively affect the market. And also, important is the producer index, which will show how the price movements for December have changed. And, of course, the Fed will pay special attention to these indices. And in addition to that, the CPI in the Eurozone will be released, which will also have an impact from European crypto investors. And now that we more or less understand the economic situation of the USA, let's go directly to cryptocurrency to see where it will move in this economic backdrop. And perhaps it is Bitcoin that deserves special attention, because it is the one that gives momentum to the whole market. On Saturday, Bitcoin started an active rise when it rose to the $21,000 level for the first time since early November, which is about 30% growth since the beginning of this year. It has surpassed $20,000, and the 21100 resistance level is the next level we need to break through, meaning that if buyers maintain control of the market, Bitcoin could soon see a new local high. There is certainly a risk of a pullback as the market is very volatile right now, but the buckers are trying to keep the Bitcoin price above the 20-day moving average, and I will say that in the last days they succeeded. The overall market sentiment is positive as most of the coins are showing growth, and it is all thanks to the CPI, which we analyzed at the beginning, because Bitcoin began an active reversal. There was liquidated a lot of short positions, worth about $3 million, and if you take into account the other coins, it turns out that $775 million were liquidated, literally in a couple of days, and it also affected the growth. And just imagine, one trader had almost $7 million liquidated, so if your trade is, God forbid, liquidated in the future, don't get upset. Just remember this trader. Another additional factor for growth will be the fact that almost all Bitcoins, which are now being bought, investors withdraw from exchanges to cold wallets. Firstly, this is due to the fact that confidence in exchanges has disappeared, and secondly, it means that investors are going to hold these coins to sell at a higher price. Next, an interesting point about the bottom of Bitcoin. Have we passed it, and at what level is it? Bitcoin is currently below its 200-week moving average, and according to historical data, the price of Bitcoin may have already hit its macroeconomic bottom. The historical level shows a bottom at 23,500, but that's if you look globally. The well-known levels of 16 and 15,000 act as the local bottom during the last year. These levels we took not from our head, but were set by the whales, who were actively buying bitcoins in this range, which we have discussed in this video clip. In it, we clearly showed how you can track the whales' wallets and know what price they are buying bitcoin at. So take a look. Data from Sentiment shows that the number of whales holding between 100 and 1,000 bitcoins has increased dramatically in the last week. After the FTX crash, in early November, Bitcoin whales aggressively began accumulating Bitcoin at $16,000 and below. Actually, these levels are the potential bottom for Bitcoin, if we consider from the price point of view. On the local chart, the price is between the recently formed support at $1,900 and resistance at $2,200. At the moment, the price is still closer to the upper level. This means that closing near it could be a prerequisite for further growth in the area of $22,000. If you choose the time frame a little wider, you can see such a big weekly candle. It indicates that Bitcoin starts to realize its liquidity, which it has been accumulating for a long time. If the candle closes without a long wick, the rise could continue to the $22,700 mark. Some correction can be expected at this level as Bitcoin is approaching the overbought zone. The nearest support level for Bitcoin is $20,000. As a result, we should keep our eyes on the 21,500 level, because if we fail to break this level, it might cause the Bitcoin price to move down in the near future. Everything will also depend on the economic data of the USA, but if we see another bankruptcy or any scandals in crypto sphere, it may make things worse and we will not see 25 or 30,000 anytime soon. Before inflation started in USA last year, Bitcoin was worth 40,000, but then inflation was at 5%, and now it's 6.5, which isn't that far off in principle. If things improve relative to inflation, it will only fuel the crypto market to fix new highs. The bottom, for the most part, has already been passed, and getting back to 16 or 15,000 will be hard enough. But any scenario has to be kept in mind, because this is crypto. So, as long as investors keep accumulating coins, it should only have a positive effect on crypto prices. Right now I'm quite positive about crypto as we start to enter a new bullish phase. This could be a good time to buy the coins you've been wanting to buy for a long time. The data shows that inflation is receding, which is the most important thing. A short-term correction is possible for future growth, but that doesn't mean you should pour your entire deposit into short trades. It is better to trade from established levels and watch out for breakouts of key resistance and support lines. So, if you plan to open long, pay special attention to these levels. And of course we will wait for the opening of the USA stock market tomorrow. If it opens in the positive territory, I think it will be a hot and exciting beginning of the week. But in order not to miss all of the upcoming events, news, and reports, go to our Telegram channel, where we are on 24/7, and thank you for watching. Click on the bell so you don't miss any new videos, and as always, see you very soon. Bye everyone.